Boyan said that yesterday. You guys in film said this is not the team that we want to be.
Right.
You know, what are some of the thoughts on that and how sustainable it is going forward?
We went out and executed. That's, I could say we've been sitting here for months saying this is what we want to be, and we went out there and did it, and we did it for one game, and we got to do it again. What you want, Raul? What you want, man? Everybody, Raul Neto. We did it, we did it, and I think that's the biggest thing. Like, we could talk about it. I could sit here and say, man, we want to do this, we want to do that, but the biggest thing is we went out there and executed and actually did it. So, that's something that, to look at in the film and understand that's what's going to take. Is we're going to have to go out there and continuously play with that effort and intensity, and we got the win tonight, and we got to do it again.
You said it's going to be.
Oh, we.
What did you see on that final offensive possession where you wound up
So, they want to force me left, and I, with Powell in the game, he tends to, go back to big fella or switch late or switch early, leaving Finney Smith in a tough spot. So instead of, kind of going into their position, I decided, to come off and to see what Powell was going to do, and he switched, and it's tough for Finney Smith to have to get under him, so he put it right up there. He ran the play a few times for Rudy, and he had getting fouled. So just trying to just play with the matchup and, made the right play.
How sweet is it for that connection to hook up and play, given all that?
I think it's funny, man. I think it's like, man, like, I wasn't even the first pass. Like, there was a bunch of them. You know what I mean? And no, it feels good, Tim. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know if you asked him the same question, but it feels good because it's just like, man, you hear it. Whether it's, I don't think him and I sit here and think there's anything, but whether we hear it, and it's good to see that and be able to go out there and do it on the stage like that. But ultimately, like, those same plays were made throughout the entire game. We trust each other, and we feel each other, and we're out there and continuously making those plays. So it felt good, to be able to do it. And I think he cursed. He's gonna get fined or whatever.
You split that with him?
Nah, he got that one. He got that one. But no, it's good. And it's also just good to trust. That's all it is, And yeah.
You said it was going to feel good when you guys figured this out this season. Did that win feel like you exercised some of those demons?
I think so, but I think at the end of the day, it's 2-2. Like I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, we got it all. I don't figure out. It's 2-2. We did our job. We did what we were supposed to do. We protected our home. We didn't protect our home court, but we got a crucial game, and it's a new series, and we got to go back to Dallas and get a win. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, like we know this is. We did it once. We got to do it again. And that's the mindset.
How much did Bogey's early intensity kind of affect the rest of you on defense?
Honestly, when you got a guy like him making a commitment from the beginning of the game, he didn't tell us. He didn't say. He just kind of went out there and did it with his effort. You don't want to let that person down. And it kind of feeds off and trickles off, and that really sparked the whole game. The crowd felt it. We felt it, and. Obviously he didn't shoot the ball as well as he typically does, but he was giving us so much more on that end, and I think that's something that we fed off of, and it was continuous, it was nonstop, and I love Boyan, playoff Boyan is what I call him.
No surprise that Luka had the kind of impact he did in his first game.
Yeah. Are you asking?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I mean he's an All NBA player. He's a high caliber player, and we knew it was gonna be that way, but the biggest thing is, he looked comfortable, but we were able to, make things tough, and he hit tough shots. I think that's the biggest thing is that's what he does. He hits tough shots, the 3 over Rudy, the back foot spin at the end of the clock. You got to give credit where credit is due always, and, at the end of the day, we continue to battle, continue to fight and claw, and we won.
Jordan shooting 60% in the series. What have you seen from him?
He's locked in, man, on both ends. He's plus 18 on the board. He's out there. He finished tonight's game. He's just doing everything, and it's not so much just the offense. He's hitting his shots or whatever, but he's also being able to get in the paint, create for others and find guys, but also contributing on defense. I think it's all around. His all around game is huge, and that's what we need from him. And he's the 6th man of the year for a reason. You're seeing it, in moments like these, and He's a guy that steps up every time.
What did that final minute do for you in terms of, some of the closing issues that you've had, and getting the and one and making that correct read on the last possession?
Yeah, I think, the and one, the play was for a 3, and in the past games I've probably taken that 3. I made the decision to kind of get to the rim, make it a free throw game at that point, and just trying to draw a foul. I didn't make the first one. It was good defense. I missed, and then I got the rebound and did the same thing. So, at the end of the day, just doing what I do. I know what I'm capable of. My teammates, and like I said, my coaches trust me. And then also coming down and doing the same thing on the last play. Like I'm not, it hasn't been the greatest regular season as far as crunch time for me, but, I'm not going to sit here and let that affect how we continue to go throughout the rest of the playoffs. I'm going to the ball's going to be in my hands, and I got to make the right play and, just making an effort to get into the paint and just read whatever the situation calls for.
You struggled a little bit more scoring in the second half,
Mm-hmm.
the first half. What were the Mavs doing, or was it more just shots?
Shots weren't falling.
How does Luka's just presence change how they play?
I think it's a slower pace, but rightfully so. I mean, he had 30, 10 and 4. He's a guy that dominates the ball right now, and he manipulates the game in a different way than Brunson and Dinwiddie do, and he controls the game. So, it's a different ball game. It's more tactical with his and being able to rotate and shift, and he's really good at that. He's talented, and for us, it's just finding ways to just be there in rotations and closeouts, because that's what a lot of this is going to be. Rotations and closeouts, and sometimes they hit shots like Jalen Brunson did in the corner, falling out of bounds, and sometimes we get stops. But if we continue to rotate and scramble and make it tougher on those guys, we'll win games.
What was the key defensively on that final play?
Make somebody else shoot. To be honest, he like I said, he hits tough shots. That's what you want, and Dinwiddie hit like 3 of those same shots in the regular season. So when he shot it, I was kind of a little nervous because I've seen him hit those shots. But at the end of the day, shooting over Rudy Gobert is tough, and just making somebody else beat you, and we got the rebound, and that was it.
Crowd get all the credit for those 2 missed free throws.
Man, I was so happy, man. I was so happy because it felt like when we were down 4, and rightfully so, everybody was kind of like nervous, and it was like, crowd got quiet. I was like, come on, man, we got a chance. There's still time, and they did their job. He missed both. That's the energy. I forgot one of you guys asked me about the crowd a few days ago. Like that's what it is, man. That's what it is when you play here. It's a lot. It's nerve wracking, and then your ears ringing and all that. So, that's why I stood there and made it a point to make sure the crowd got into it, and they did their job, man. So we give them credit for those 2 missed free throws for sure.
Was it like karma filled after Dallas kind of roasted Rudy for missing his free throws too?
They did?
Did you not see?
Yeah.
Not see Dallas?
I really haven't. Is it on like?
Oh yeah, they were just like clowning him on the sideline.
I haven't. I don't. Theo Pinson, and all those guys, man. I don't. Those dudes, those are my boys, but they just do whatever. So I don't pay them any mind. But I think it's mental fortitude with Big Phil. I think though, to continue to stay with it. If you miss 9 free throws, it could shake you mentally. But he was able to stay collected and calm, cool, and yeah.
What was the key? Because you're up double digit at halftime. They came back
Mm-hmm.
with the lead going into the fourth quarter. We've seen you lose leads like that this year. What was the key difference in this game versus some other games where you're running low?
First thing is mental fortitude. Continuing to battle. It's not always going to be pretty. Executing, and I think on the defensive end we made the right plays, and offensively we got in there. Even though I didn't have the greatest shooting night, we got JC coming in making plays, Boyan making plays, Royce, House, Rudy, whatever it is, we're going out there and executing. And I think that's what the playoffs are. Just find a way. Doesn't matter how we do it. Doesn't matter if I'm shooting, if JC's shooting it, if Rudy's shooting it, if Rudy's rotating on defense, JC's on the doesn't matter what it is. Just find a way to win and make winning plays, and yeah, that's ultimately what it comes down to.